January 2nd, 2011, Sunday. The next day, after the attack, I'd arrived just a little before I was supposed to, but the person I was meeting was already there.
お待たせしましたにゃ。
ありがとう。
近くの席にはしばらく誰も座らせないようにするから、思う存分話すといいにゃ。
助かる。
And we're talking with Moeka. I sipped some fresh coffee as I observed the person in front of me. Moeka Kiryu. She was as expressionless as ever, and there was no way to tell what she was thinking.
話って。
腕の調子はどうだ？
腕？
ああ。もう大丈夫なのか？
The girl in the motorcycle suit yesterday. She blocked Susaha's kick with her arm. Susaha had told me later that her kick had landed pretty hard, and whoever it hit had probably gotten hurt. If that was Moeka.
何を言ってるかわからない。
What the fuck is that image in the background? Is that supposed to be a drawing of Ferris? Oh, that looks like a curse image if I've ever seen one. That is so curse looking, oh my god.
そうか。
I'm thoroughly disturbed by that image of Ferris in the background, that picture. I'm thoroughly disturbed. Is this the first time I've seen this, or was this in the previous game? But I still didn't know if Moeka was innocent.
腕を見せてもらってもいいか？
腕？
ああ。左の腕の袖をまくってもらいたい。ど
うして？
ダメか？
Moeka sighed, as if she were annoyed. Oh, we got a text message. Mayuri! Ocarine! Big trouble! What's up? Can it wait? Sorry, I can't help with that. I'm gonna go with a what's up because I want to be nice to Mayuri during my first playthrough. Though, of course, this might affect my ending, but I want to be nice to Mayuri. I probably should have said before I did that. Shit. Anyways. You remember what happened yesterday, right? So, I was just talking with Nai on Rhine, and then she told me about her dreams for the future. Nai's dreams, huh? What were they? First one, she wants to get good at badminton. You said first. Does that mean there's a second? Second, she wants to get good at fighting games. Magical girl Mayuri. Third, she wants to decorate the Bond Tube workshop so it looks pretty. Magical girl Mayuri. Fourth, she wants a telescope. Wait, did Robotics Notes come before or after this game? Because if this came after, that's a nice little reference. That's a nice little reference if it came after. But if it came before, that's a good foreshadow. Okay, all I can really say without saying too much spoilers is, in Robotics Notes, Nai does appear as a 19-year-old working at JAXA. That's all I can really say about that, since I have not really played Robotics Notes. I've only seen the anime, but an older Nai is in Robotics Notes. And Daru is a minor character in that story as well, while Nai is a supporting character. I just thought I might want to note that because, well, this reference to her wanting a telescope might be her first instance of her future interest in space and her future career path with JAXA as shown in Robotics Notes. So yeah, I think this is either a really good reference or a really good foreshadow to Nai's future. Is that a dream? She says lately she's liked looking at the stars. She must have gotten it from you. Jealous? She seems like she's interested in space. Nai's so strong. She's a very strong girl. You're right. Oh, maybe she's okay too. Crying Dart with a thumbs up. Think strange. She didn't seem upset or worried at all. And that made me worried. Why was she so calm? Moeka rolled up her sleeves like I asked her to. Her skin was a deathly pale white. There was nothing else. Her skin tone is the same as her shirt. Her undershirt is the same as her skin tone. There was nothing else. There were no bruises, and no traces of her trying to hide something with foundation. Of course, there were also no bandages.
ありがとう。しまってくれ。
Moeka tilted her head just a little, and rolled her sleeve back down. The girl in the motorcycle suit wasn't Moeka. This wasn't a big surprise. I'd already assumed that she wasn't. Come to think of it, Moeka knew that Kagari Shina was with us a long time ago. There was no need to attack when so many people were around. Moeka had nothing to do with this. Knowing that for sure was progress. But that left me with a new problem. Who was the woman in the motorcycle suit then? In order to allay Moeka's suspicions, I asked her for a report on her research and told her to keep it up. Then I said goodbye and headed to my next destination. Oh. And now it's time to talk with the Brawn. This was my next destination. It took real dedication to open a store like this on the 2nd of January. I took a deep breath, steeled myself, and went inside.
失礼します。
やっと来やがったか。
He sounded like he was waiting for me.
昨日の説明をしに来たんだろ？
それもあります。
Tennouji had been really pushy about last night, so I told him I'd explain today.
で、昨日のは一体何だったんだ？
その前に、一つ確認したいんですが、昨日のあれは、あなたの差し金じゃないですよね。
Tennouji always looked angry, but now he looked even more pissed off.
俺の？それは一体どういう意味だ？なんで俺があんな連中をおめんとこにやんなきゃならねえ。
What the hell that's supposed to be? Shouldn't that be mean, not me? Okay. Yeah, I think that's supposed to say what the hell that's supposed to mean, not to me.
わかりませんか？
わかるわけねえだろ、んなもん。
それは。
I checked to see that Nai was nearby before I spoke.
あなたがラウンダーだからですよ。ミスター・フェルディナント・ブラウン。いや、FB と呼んだ方がいいですか？
Ferdinand Braun. What is Ferdinand Braun? Karl Ferdinand Braun, 1850 to 1918, German, winner of the 1909 Nobel Prize in Physics, inventor of the Braun tube. Ferdinand Braun. Ferdinand Braun. I think that's supposed to be pronounced Ferdinand, not Ferdinand. It's Ferdinand, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. His expression quickly turned blank.
てめえ。
お父さん？
Nai must have sensed the change in her dad's mood, because she turned towards him.
どうしたの？
どうしたって何がだ？
急に怖い顔したから。
そうか？お父さんはいつも通りだぞ。ほら。
You might want to ask Nine to go outside.
ほら、分かったらいい子だから外で。ああ、いやいや、そこでテレビでも見てな。な。
Nai still seemed concerned, but did as she was told and sat in the chair in front of the CRT TV. The TV was playing a New Year's comedy program.
やはり娘には知られたくはないんですね。
How the hell do you know? Tennouji said nothing, but motioned for me to sit in the chair away from her. Instead of his usual yelling, he was ice cold. I started sweating despite the winter chill. But now that I brought it up, it was too late to do anything about it. I sat down in the small seat, legs tense. I was ready to run at any moment.
おめえ、何を言ってやがる。
ごまかしても無駄です。
ごまかすも何も、俺にはおめえが何を言ってるのかさっぱりわからねえな。なんだ、その FB とかなんとかってのは、新手の SNS か？
SNS. What is an SNS? Social networking service. These are community-oriented websites of varying forms, such as registration-based or invitation-only. These sites include functions that make it easier to communicate with others on the internet. Social networking service. It's been a while since I heard the term SNS or social networking service. It's been a while since I heard that sort of term because it's now all social media. But I remember sometimes hearing references to SNSs, I believe. Yeah, I've seen some references to it. I've seen some stuff about it on the internet in the past. Like in the way back past. When I was like a kid.
俺は知ってるんです。あなたがセルンのラウンダーだってことを。
Oh, that's bad. His eyes felt like they were boring a hole in me. They were completely different from the eyes of the ordinary Tennouji I knew. They were the eyes of a killer. A cold killer who wasn't even trying to hide his murderous intent.
一応聞いてやるが、おめえのその情報はどこからのもんだ？
話す必要はありません。
Don't let him intimidate you. You're in control here.
いいから聞かせろや。それくらいの覚悟を決めてここに来たんだろうが。
話してもどうせあなたは信じない。
そう言わずに茶飲み話としゃれ込もうや。どうせこんな日に客なんか来ねえしな。
This would be a perfect time for a customer to actually walk in. This man worked for CERN. He was Rounder. What those Rounders did to me in the other world line. I will never forget that. But Tennouji probably didn't work for CERN willingly. He probably had his reasons. At least, that's how it felt like in the Alpha World line. Of course, the Beta World line might be different. In this world, he'd never met Suzu Hashida. How much of an effect that had on his life, I didn't know. Tennouji was staring at me, not moving a muscle. Depending on what I said, he was ready to kill me without a word. That's what his body language seemed to convey. Fine, I'll tell you then. Let's see if you believe it. Was he kicked out? No, he wasn't.
世界線な。到底信じられる話じゃねえな。
最初にそう言いましたよ。それに、あなたが信じようが信じまいが関係ない。俺はあなたの正体を知っている。重要なのはそこだけです。
確かにその通りだ。
He admitted it!
おめえの話がほぼ完璧だ。俺しか知らねえようなことまで知ってやがる。正直薄気味悪いくらいだ。
By making Tennouji admit who he really was, I could assume I'd won the first round of this conversation. This was when things got hard.
セルンの機密保持は絶対だということは知っています。それに任務に失敗した者だけでなく達成した者まで処分されるということも。
CERN had always ensured that the Rounders died. And then they killed Mary too.
そこまで知ってんのかよ。だったら。
He slowly stood up.
しかしこれは任務とは関係ない。
I barely managed to squeak out the words.
機密だってそうです。漏洩したわけじゃない。俺は最初から知っていたに過ぎない。だから処罰の対象にはならない。違いますか？
詭弁だな。
Tennouji's face was right in front of me. His green eyes were boring into me, and I couldn't even move.
だが間違っちゃいねえ。別に俺はセルンから IB の5100とやろうを探せとも言われてねえし、おめえらを連れてこいとも言われてねえ。言われてねえことはする必要がねえってことだ。俺がラウンダーだったこともおめえが黙ったりゃ済む。何も困ったことはねえな。
Tennouji was looking past me toward Nai, who was still watching TV. His eyes had changed from those of a beast to those of a parrot.
で、おめえの目的は何だ？俺に全て話したってことは何か目的があんだろ。
実はあなたに頼みたいことがある。
Tennouji suddenly waited for me to continue.
椎名かがりを、昨べ狙われた女性を守ってやってほしい。
あの嬢ちゃんは誰に、なぜ狙われてる？
わかりません。
それじゃあそんな話は受けられねえな。
娘を巻き込みたくないからですか？
分かってんじゃねえか。だったら最初からそんな話すんじゃねえよ。
すでに一度巻き込まれているじゃないですか。昨日のようなことが今後ないとでも。
苗を人質にしてるつもりか？殺すぞてめえ。
Yeah, dude, that was a bad decision, Okabe. Stay calm. Lose it here and it's all over.
協力し合おうと言っているんですよ。
協力ねえ。こっちにデメリットしかねえじゃねえか。
そんなことないよ。
When did you get in here? Well, okay, I did say that this would be the one day for customers, but Jesus Christ, Suzaha scared the shit out of me. Suzaha came into the store, along with...
す
Kagari!
みません。
かがり。
How did they know to come here at the correct time? How did they know?
スザー、話を聞いてたのか？
Suzaha nodded.
例えば、私とかがりをバイトとしてここに置いてもらえれば、目を離さなくてもよくなる。
True. It was close to the lab, and probably safer. He could protect them while protecting Nai.
おめえらがこのビルから出てく方が手っ取り早いな。そしたら俺やナイが巻き込まれることもなくなる。
あなたたち親子は昨日襲ってきた連中の顔を見ている。それが何を意味するかわからないわけじゃないはず。
There was a chance they might try to kill everyone who saw their faces.
私は戦闘の経験がある。 銃も扱える。あなたも昨日見てたはず。だからそれなりに役には立てる。
Tennouji rubbed his temples and thought for a moment, but
お父さん。
Nai, who had been watching TV the whole time, suddenly interrupted. Oh, she kind of heard them the whole time, I bet.
私よくわかんないけど、昨日みたいなことは怖いからもう嫌だな。
ない。
お父さんが守ってくれてすごく嬉しかったけど、お父さんが私を守るために無茶して怪我するかもって想像したらもっと怖くなった。鈴葉お姉ちゃんはすごく強いし、昨日も私のことかばってくれてたよ。
Did Nai understand what we were saying?
私はお姉ちゃんたちと一緒がいいな。
And the power of parental love will get Tennouji to agree with Okabe's plan. Yeah, that's actually, that was basically like one of the most convenient and simple things for Okabe to win this conversation. Just the power of parental love. Tennouji scratched his head, then spoke brusquely.
言っとくが、バイト代は2人で1人分だからな。
渋いね。
文句があるならいいんだぜ。
いえ、ありがとうございます、店長さん。お父さん。
Nai gave her dad a hug. Let me reread that. Nai gave her dad a hug. There we go. This was a good sign. If Tennouji was on our side, I could probably keep Kagari safe.
ありがとうございます。
別におめえのためじゃねえ。苗のためだ。
Nai was already happily chattering away at Kagari and Suzuha. As Tennouji watched, his eyes were those of a father again.
ま、こっちはそういうことにしてやっからよ。岡部、おめえは連中が何者なのか突き止めろ。じゃねえと対策も打ちようがねえぞ。わかったな。
わかりました。
It was one thing to say it, but honestly, I had no clues at all. I turned to go up the stairs to the lab, when Tennouji seemed to remember something.
そうだ。そういやあの連中、妙な番号を口走ってやがったな。
番号？
確か、そう、K6205 とかなんとか。
Wait, can you repeat what you just said? What? No, okay, wait, I have to go to the next line and then hear what Tennouji said, because what? Okay. What was the number you said?
確か、そう、K6205 とかなんとか。
Okay, half that number... Wait.
確か、そう、K6205 とかなんとか。
Half of that number was pronounced in Japanese and the other half was pronounced in English. Let me hear that one more time.
確か、そう、K6205 とかなんとか。
Keishutsuku 05? I think that's what he said. No, that doesn't make sense at all. Cause, 6 is Roku. Yeah, I think he was trying to say 6-2 and I was being an idiot. Yeah, I think he was trying to say 6-2 and I was being an idiot because 6 is Roku, 2 is multiple pronunciations, like ni, futatsu, futu. Okay, it depends on the context. But I think he was trying to say 6'2".
確か、そう。K6205 とかなんとか。
Yes. Okay, he was trying to say 6'2". Oops. Okay, egg on my face. That was my mistake. Yeah, I was thinking that doesn't seem right if he was speaking both in Japanese and English, because what he said did not sound anything like 6 and 2 in Japanese. So, yeah, I think he was trying to say 6'2", but my mind couldn't process it that correctly. I'm sorry that I'm judging the pronunciation of English numbers from a Japanese voice actor. I shouldn't be doing that. That was my bag. Egg on my face. So yes, he was trying to say 6'2", but my mind couldn't process that he was saying 6'2". Okay, I make mistakes sometimes. K6205. Was it some kind of code?
しかも、5を5って発音してやがった。
5. Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes Tennouji is a little bit hard to understand because of the gruffness in his voice. I need to hear that again.
どこかの訛りってことですか?
Okay. Oh, no, wrong button. Scroll up.
しかも、5を5って発音してやがった。
Alright. Interesting.
そうじゃねえ。フォネティックコードっつってな、軍隊用語だ。
Phonetic code. What is phonetic code? A method of pronouncing letters used to avoid being misunderstood on wireless channels. Ah, phonetic code. It's already more confusing than actual pronunciating the language, the numbers. That's already more confusing.
軍隊?
それも西側のな。
The Americans.
やっと来たにゃん、オカリ。
The Americans are coming, everyone. The Americans are coming after Okabe and the gang. Gotta watch out because they're quite the dangerous bunch. Oh god, I won't go on too much about that because I am teetering on spoilers. I came straight up to the lab, where most of the people who were here yesterday had gathered. Maho was busy with a problem Amadeus was having, and she was the only one who couldn't come.
みんな大丈夫か? あんなことがあったばかりなのに集まって。
あんなことが起きた理由を聞きに来たんですよ。それに場所を移すよりも同じ場所の方が安全だって橋田さんが。
昨日の今日で警戒してるところに来るバカはいないっしょ。それもこんな真っ昼間から。
バラバラでいるよりみんなでいる方が安心です。
Maybe they were right. Whoever they were, it was hard to imagine them starting something in Akihabara, Japan, in the middle of the day.
とにかく皆さん無事でよかったです。ユキさん、ありがとう。わざわざ来てくれて。
The only person that wasn't at the party yesterday, Yuki Amane.
私も昨日の夜話を聞いて心配だったから。
Yuki wasn't here during the attack, but she'd come to see how we were doing.
でも信じられないです。この日本でそんな恐ろしいことがあるなんて。
日本じゃなくてもあんな経験はなかなかできないよ。
Yeah, that's... Well, I could say something. I could say one country that's, that happens a lot in. I might be currently in that country. Anyways. That was true. Nobody who lived a normal life would ever see it. That's what normal meant.
岡部さんが来て早々で悪いんですが、私、この後バイトがあって。
You're leaving! Right as we... Yuki! Yuki!
ああ、気にしないでくれ。
皆さんの顔が見れて安心しました。でも、まだ油断は禁物なので気をつけてください。
危ない。
Yuki almost slipped as she walked past me. I grabbed her arm to hold her up.
あ、悪い。
いえ、ちょうどここ、昨日駅で転んで怪我しちゃって。
Wait. What? What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, wait, what? She rubbed the arm I grabbed, embarrassed.
その時も何もないところで転んじゃったんですよ。ほんと、ドジで嫌になっちゃいます。気をつけてね、ユキさん。
What the fuck?
ありがとう。それじゃあ、皆さんもお気をつけて。
Okay, wait, can I pause real quick? Okay. Skip to this part of the video to avoid spoilers of what may or may not be in the future of this game, because what in the fuck? Maybe there was a reference to the Yuki arm thing in the Steins Gate Zero anime, but it was so minor that I didn't really look into it. But what? Wait, hold on. I thought it was Judy. I thought that was Judy who was in the motorcycle suit, not Yuki. Or was this some sort of red herring? I think this must be a red herring, because in the anime, I think there might have been a scene about Yuki's hurt arm, but I think it was more or less of a red herring, so this must be the red herring in action. I believe, because I thought it was Judy who invaded the lab. Because they never elaborated that whether or not it was Yuki or not. They never really said it was Yuki, so I always just assumed that it was Judy. I think it was Judy, actually. Yeah, I think it was Judy. Though I don't think the Steins Gate Zero anime really elaborated on that storyline. There was a lot of things that the Steins Gate Zero anime probably didn't cover from this game, for which I'm going to be taken aback during the game, because I'm actually a little bit surprised by this now, even though I think they reference this in the anime, but they actually elaborate on this in the game. But I think this was the red herring about Yuki. The door closed, and I could hear her footsteps trail off into the distance. 2 days of work in a row, right after New Year's, huh?
どうしたん、オカリン。
いや。
Even Okabe's suspicious too. Like, they never really elaborated on the storyline. The way she hurt her arm. It was the left arm. The same place the woman in the motorcycle suit had gotten hit. But there was no way.
それじゃあ早速ですけど、オカリンさん。昨日のあの出来事について説明してもらっていいですか?
Okarin-san. That's the first time I heard a character refer to Okabe as Okarin-san. Fubuki was a little more chipper than Mayuri and Luka. She and Kaede had gone shopping, and so they missed the attack. That was probably why. They were lucky not to have encountered any of the escaping attackers.
そうだな。じゃあまず。
Daru and I had spent hours discussing how much to tell them. After all that, I couldn't just play it off like nothing had happened. The only ones here who knew about the time machine were Daru, Ferris, and Mayuri. Was it okay to tell Luka, Fubuki, and Kaede? And then Maho. If she knew that Kurisu had completed a time machine theory, she'd definitely be interested. In the end, the conclusion I'd come up with was...
ということなんだ。
were you, okay, hold on, Okabe, did you say some BS story? Because if you did say some BS story, you're being a fuck. If you said a BS story, you're a fuck. Honestly, Okabe is practically a fuck for most of Steins Gate, so I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, not Steins Gate, but Steins Gate 0. For most of Steins Gate 0, he's a fuck. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled a fuck right here and now.
つまりかがりさんは記憶を失っている間に何らかの犯罪に巻き込まれたかもしれないってこと？
おそらくな。
He made up a story like a fuck would.
だったらどうして警察に言わないんですか？
それは彼女がひどく怯えるんだ。警察のことをね。もしかしたら警察もその犯罪に関係しているのかもしれない。
なんかすっきりしないな。
Yeah, because he's making up a story. Of course it doesn't. I was basically telling them that I didn't know anything. But even if I was hiding a lot of the truth, the fact remained that it was mostly correct.
昨日の一件でわかるのは、襲ってきた人たちの狙いはかがりさんだけで、僕たちに手を出すことはないだろうということですよね。どうしてそう思うの？あの状況なら、僕らのうち誰かを人質に取ることだってできたはずなんです。それをしようとしなかったということは、あの人たちはあまりことを大きくしたくなかったんだと思います。
それについては俺と誰も同じ結論になった。だから俺たちさえおとなしくしていればきっと安全なはずだ。
That was a lie. Just like Suza had said earlier, there was a good chance they might come after us because we'd seen their faces. But it wasn't smart to say that and worry everyone.
だから中瀬さんや来島さんはしばらくここに来ない方がいい。
でもかがりさんはどうするんですか？
それはもう手は打ってやる。ボディーガードをつけた。
ボディーガードですか？
昨日あの連中を撃退した心強い二人をな。
すずさんと店長さんだね。ああ、あのムキムキおじさん。でもそれだとまたいつ襲われるかもしれないって怯え続けることに。
That was right. Just playing defense wouldn't solve That was right. Just playing defense wouldn't solve anything.
こっちはこっちで探偵あたりを雇ってかがりが誰に狙われているのか調べるつもりだ。
Interrogating Moeka.
ある程度情報が出揃ったら場合によっては警察に話す。
Of course. More than half of that was lies again. If I went to the police or a detective, they wouldn't believe me about Kagari being a time traveler. But what was important now was calming everyone down. From there, I'd have to solve things myself. You know, Okabe, at least to the people in this room, you probably could have just said about the time machine shit since they're already involved with this shit. Instead of fucking lying, you should probably just have told them what they're involved with, because just fucking lying like that will make things more complicated for you in the future. This is painful to read. This is actually painful to read, because this is all gonna cause more problems than anything else. This is just gonna cause more fucking problems. And I know these problems will be explored in this game, unlike the anime where they kind of glossed over the fact that all of what Okabe said here was flat out lies and just... Okabe, you're really being a fuck. You're being an absolute fuck for not at least telling the people who are in danger why they're in danger, actually. This is so fucking painful. This is so fucking painful. They're gonna be more confused and scared now that they don't know the exact truth. And they kind of, sense the fishiness of what you're saying. God, Okabe! Stop being a fucking finally become the good, awesome person you were in the previous game! Steins Gate Zero Okabe is just a fuck. I'm sorry. He's just a fuck. I know there's reasons why he's being a fuck, but still at the same time, I'm gonna criticize the hell out of him. I'm gonna criticize the hell out of him because some of the stuff he's doing is stupid. It's just stupid. This doesn't even involve Kurisu at all. While, most of his problems were the time travel stuff from the, previous game. He's having a lot of troubles with, adjusting to that. But for him to not disclose some information that will actually affect his friends and the people around him, especially after they were attacked because someone from the future was in their lab and they were going after her, and now they're in trouble because they saw their faces, wouldn't you at least just say what's going on instead of hiding it for some sense of just, thinking that you're helping them by not telling them, but you're hurting them a lot more? Okay, I'm getting really heated about Okabe, but I'm sorry. Steins Gate Zero Okabe, he deserves to get all the heat that I'm giving him. Fucking A. To be honest, I was sick of living in the middle of a conspiracy theory. Well, who put himself in that? But it was the only way I could get my everyday life back. Why would you even try for an everyday life when you know that in about a few years from this point, the world's gonna fall into World War III? Why would you even try doing that? You know World War III's coming. What's the point, Okabe? This is so fucking painful. I'm sorry, this is so fucking painful.
だにゃ。で、オカリン、聞いてるにゃ？
すまない。何の話だ？
昨日の件、黒木にも伝えておいたにゃ。秋葉界隈で何かおかしな動きがあったら、すぐに連絡が来るってはずにゃ。
Oh, okay.
そうか。
あと、自警団の見回りも強化してもらうにゃ。これでしばらくは変な動きはできないはずにゃ。
You see, that's why you need to have someone with connections to the town.
ありがとう、フェイリス。助かるよ。
お安いご用にゃ。
僕にも何か手伝えることありませんか？かがりさんが大変なのに、僕、何もできなくて、岡部さんの力にもなれないなんて、そんなの。
マユシーも、かがりさんのために何かしたいな。でも、私たちにできることなんてあるのかな？
それは。
Everyone fell silent. Even after all that had happened to them, they still wanted to help. But I couldn't let them be in danger. I'm sorry, by trying to prevent them from being in danger, you're putting them in more danger! All of what you're doing is making more danger come to them! They're already in a dangerous situation, and yes, I can see where you're coming from, you don't want them to be further into this mess, but if they're already in this mess, and if these people are going to go after them because they saw them, might as well just tell them everything, let them do what they can, because either way, they're going to be chased after no matter what, Okabe. It's this sort of situation that you're in, by forcing them not to do anything, will put them in even more danger because they don't know what's going to come to them, since they don't have the information they need. Fucking A, Okabe! Okabe! And then, I remembered what Tennouji had said.
K6205
なんぞそれ。
昨日の連中が口にしていたらしいんだが、俺にも何のことだかわからないんだ。
Daru might know.
ちょい待ち、今ググってみる。
Goggle. Net slang to search on the internet. Oh, I'm gonna use that in a normal conversation the next time I have one. The next time I have one with someone, whenever Google comes up, I'm just gonna say goggle. I'm just gonna say goggle to see how they react now. Daru opened the browser and quickly typed it in. I'm gonna repeat that. Daru opened the browser and quickly typed it in.
商品の番号とかしか出てこんね。
Tennouji said they might be military. So it might be a military code. Which meant there was nothing we could do. I was hoping there might be some clue, but...
ケヘル。
来島さん、今なんて？
Oh, she has big brain smarts.
いえ、ケってことはケヘル番号かなって思ったんですけど、関係ないですよね。
Kokel? I don't know if that's how that's supposed to be pronounced, but I'm gonna look this up actually. Kochel. Okay, Kochel. Okay, it's Kochel. And let's have Kaede explain what a Kochel number is.
ケヘル番号って何？モーツァルトの曲につけられた番号のことよ。モーツァルトが亡くなった後にケヘルっていう人が時系列に合わせてつけた番号なんだけど、でもさすがのモーツァルトでも6000番台までは存在しないはずですし、そもそも事件とは。
Mozart. Wolfgang A. Mozart.
ごめんなさい、変なこと言っちゃって。
What is the A in Mozart, Okabe?
ダル、そのケヘル番号っていうのはいくつまである？
最後が626番のレクイエムって書いてある。
Requiem.
モーツァルトが死ぬ間際に書いていた曲ですね。楓さん詳しいね。ほら、私ピアノやってるから。
Ah. I thought she was gonna say I'm a music major for some dumb reason, I'm sorry.
それじゃあ、計620番はなんていう曲だ？
Well, number 620 of Mozart's secret songs. It's the 20th secret song.
620、620。お、あったあった。マテキって曲みたい。
The Magic Flute. The Magic Flute. An opera written by Mozart in 1791. Let me just start from that from the beginning. The Magic Flute. An opera written by Mozart in 1791. Its Kochel number is 620. Mozart was commissioned to write this opera for public consumption by the manager of a Venice opera house. But it's said that both he and the manager were members of the Freemasons, and the lyrics contain many allusions to Freemason symbols and teachings. The Queen of the Night Area is its most well-known song. It has also been turned into a movie. Okay, I did not expect this direction to possibly go in the Freemason direction. Interesting. I don't think they will talk about Freemasons in this game, but I just thought that was a little bit interesting that they mentioned that part. I'd heard the name before, at least.
ちょっと見せてくれ。
I looked over Daru's shoulder at the screen. He clicked on the heading for the Magic Flute on Mozart's wiki page. The Magic Flute. K620. written in 1791. Mozart's last completed opera. It was famous for including numerous examples of Freemason doctrine and its symbols. What is a Freemason? Freemasons, a secret society founded sometime between the latter 16th century to the start of the 17th. It was said to be a union of stone masons who built cathedrals, monasteries, palaces, and castles. Branches still exist all over the world, and the organization has over 6 million members. In conspiracy theories and fiction, it is often depicted as a terrifying secret organization that rules the world. And those are the Freemasons.
K6205 つうことは5曲目?
The fifth song was a quintet called Papagino, the bird catcher, has a padlock placed over his lips, and this is his song, begging someone to open the lock. Mozart, Amadeus, Freemasonry, a padlock on his lips?
なんかわかりそう?
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが。
Why did this feel all so creepy? And didn't I just talk to somebody about Mozart? Maho!
パスワードは見ないで。
Maho had used Salieri. I forgot how to fucking pronounce Mozart's rival. I think it's Salieri? Yeah, Salieri. I went over this in a previous video. I should know this by now. Salieri, Mozart's rival, as her password to access Amadeus. On its own, that didn't mean anything, but come to think of it, Maho said she lost access to Amadeus just before the attack last night, didn't she? Did she ever find out what caused it? I'd have to call her, or contact her via Rhyme. Which would be faster? Oh, do I have a choice? I think this is in the direction of us having a choice to choose whichever one.
ちょっと、電話させてくれ。
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think I made a mistake. By going right to the call. Could I have done a text message? I'm just gonna let it happen. I pulled her number out of my contacts and called her. I made it through after a few calls.
何？また何かあったの？
いや、そうじゃない。聞きたいことがあるんだ。
手短にお願い。
Her irritation was plain from her voice, which meant that she hadn't solved whatever the problem with Amadeus was.
アマデウスはどうなった？
ダメ。
システムが落ちてるのか？
違うわ。アクセスできないのよ。
Which meant?
何者かがアマデウスのシステムを乗っ取ったのかも。
Taken over? Amadeus? But why?
ごめんなさい。もういいかしら。原因が解明できたらこっちから連絡するわ。
She hung up on me. Call complete.
マホタン？なんて？
アマデウスが何者かによって乗っ取られたらしいって。
乗っ取りか。
モーツァルトつながりで何か関連があるかと思ったが。
I couldn't say anything yet. Fragments of the strange incidents were scattered all around me. That's how it felt. If I could pick up all the pieces and connect them, would I find the answer? For example, Yuki Amane's injured left arm. What does that mean?
Hmm?
Oh. No, this is where we save. There's no way this is not where we save. Alright, should I do it? Should I just go in? Should I just go into it? Here we fucking go!
もしもし。
助けて
Oh,
クリス。
助けて岡部
in that instant. I knew that was gonna happen! I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went to black. Yes, I knew something like this would happen if I pick up a call from Amadeus. I knew there was a split off point at this part of the game. I knew there was a split off point at this part of the game, but I couldn't remember if it was like Maho's call or Amadeus' call from what I heard. So this is the Amadeus call. Holy shit. Alright, let's see what happens. We're back in the beta world line, I think. No, alpha. I think we're back at the alpha. We're gonna see Currency behind the curtain. Here we go. I felt like I was floating up from the bottom of a black pit. My mind slowly began to clear.
ここは。
I slowly looked around the room. There was no way I could mistake it. This was the Future Gadget Lab. The place I'd been just a moment ago. There was nothing unusual about it, except for the fact that everyone was missing. They'd been there just some moments ago, but now they were all gone. I looked at the clock. It had been just about 3 p.m. when I had finished my call with Maho. Only a few minutes had passed. Even if I passed out, it was impossible to imagine all of them leaving me here. Which meant...
まさか。
I took a slow walk around the room. There were other strange things. Daru's PC, for example. There was a thin layer of dust on the keyboard, as if no one had used it for a while. And then the corner of the room. Normally, that was where Mayuri put her bags. The paper bags, where she always put the cosplay outfits she was working on. I'd seen them there just a moment ago, but now they were gone. Could this be?
また世界線が変わった。
Come on! But why?
そういえば
Kursu's words from before.
助けて岡部
Why would Kursu say something like that? Did it have something to do with the worldwide shift? I took the phone out of my pocket and went to start the Amadeus app, and then stopped.
消えてる。
The Amadeus icon was gone from my phone.
どういうことだ。これは。
My mind raced to try and come up with an explanation. But of course, I came up with nothing.
落ち着け。とにかく状況を確認するんだ。
I needed to calmly find out what this world was like. I was about to walk towards the door to find out when... the back of the room. I heard a sound from the back of the development room, which no one ever used anymore. Someone was there. Who? Daru? Mayuri? I slowly approached. I almost couldn't breathe! I never forgot. I never forgotten her. The girl standing there was Kursu Makse. Oh no! Achievement unlocked, Orbital Eclipse. Antinomic Duel. Antinomic Duel. Yes, here we fucking go. Oh my god. Oh, Antinomic Duel, not Oops, I messed up the name of the next chapter. Now, this is sort of the anime path. Like, this is the path that the anime took, anime adaptation. So, I'm very intrigued for when there might be some differences between the game and the anime, because I know for certain that there might be some differences between the path that the anime took and the path that the game takes. So I'm really excited to see what sort of ending I'm going to end up with, since I am right now in the Alpha World Mine. Now, I don't think I'm going to get an ending this quickly, but at the same time, I'm really hoping that I get some sort of a bad end first. That's what I'm actually kind of hoping. I kind of hope that I get a bad end first, and then I get the better endings, because I want to see myself get a bad end for Steins Gate. I don't know why, but I want to see a bad end for Steins Gate.
Okay.